Hi guys, so this is the last video of this topic, and in this video I'm going to talk about how do we solve quadratic equations by the formula, the quadratic formula, and also I need to talk about simultaneous involving one linear and one non-linear equations, as well as how to do linear inequalities. Basically we have three topics here, so okay, let's get started. Okay, now I want to actually tell you how come we have that that quadratic formula. How do we derive the quadratic formula from? This part is a bit technical, but you just have to follow me, and you no need to memorize. Actually, it's not in the syllabus. I just tell you how do we get this formula. Okay, let's say we have ax squared plus bx plus c, our expression. I want to do firstly do like completing square. Okay, step one, normally when we want to do completing square, we take out the a, right? Is I factor the a out. So you can see I take out the a, then I have b over a, because you need to divide by a so that you can get b, right? Then the c, just put it aside. Okay, step two, I need to do something, I add this, you remember? We add something, the b, this is the b right now, divide by 2, then minus something, divide by 2, you square it. This is a completing square process. So when we add this thing, so when we simplify this, I get this, and when we simplify, I get this. So next step is this thing, this three become this, right? The completing square format. Okay, this thing is you just have to take these bracket things and put here, put power 2 outside, and then this one you expand it, you get b squared over 4a square, right? Okay, then the c still here. The next step is we need to expand. A need to time this one, that's why you get this. You can see a need to time this one also, so you get later on you get a on top. Okay, so that's why you get negative ab square over 4a plus c. So I throw away the bracket right now because already in times x times a inside already. Then after that we need to combine these two. Okay, how do we combine? Because this is like in integer, so we need to get the same denominator. That's why we over 4a first, then the upper one will become 4a squared c. This one is become like that. So when I combine this thing, notice that this is minus, right? When this one is original positive, then this part has to be negative, because negative only get positive. All right, so basically if I simplify further, I take the a out, so you can see I factor the a out, so I have b squared minus 4ac, and then divide by 4a squared. So I simplify the a and a squared, that's why the final answer will be like that, right? So without a here, so a, this one instead of power 2 now become one power 1 only, right? So this one I didn't disturb, all this I didn't disturb. So you can see I can make this into a completing square format by doing this process. All right. So if I ask, if we were asked to solve this equation, means like this. Right, we've asked to solve this thing, so you can use this completing square format to solve the equation like that. Remember, then we need to move this away, become like that, become positive. All right, so I need to throw away the a, so I divide by a here, so that's why you get back to square here. When this a divide by this one, bring down here, it become this. All right, so we want to get rid of this power 2, we square root it. Then we square root this side, no more square, but this one gets square root. So you get plus minus square root of this thing, right? And then next step is this 4a squared exactly can, when you square root, you get 2a, You get 2a because 2 times 2 you get 4, and a power 2 become power 1, right? So the upper one, we cannot do anything, you just put a square root b squared minus 4ac. Okay, but what we want is actually x, right? So we move this away from here, become minus b over a, and then this thing here follow. Okay, then we combine these two, you can see they have the same denominator, that's why we get this as a final result. All right, okay. Then you can see this is actually the quadratic formula that we want. All right, this is the quadratic formula that we want. Negative b plus minus b square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, but this technical thing and this process, no need to memorize. You just need to memorize this formula. We only need to memorize this formula and use it. Okay, so next one, we try to use this formula this formula, you can see negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac to solve the x value. This is the quadratic formula. This question is important. This one surely got one question in exam. Please memorize this formula, right? So for example, if we have a question like this, x squared plus 5x minus 7 equal to 0. Normally, we use this formula when we cannot factorize properly. You cannot get a nice number like integer, or we hardly use completing squares to solve x because it's tedious. All right, this is a very useful formula to solve x when you cannot guess the number. All right, like factorize, you cannot guess it. Then you can just use this formula. It will surely give you the answer. So firstly, we need to know what is a. A is the number in front of x. X squared, and b will be the number in front of x, which is coefficient of x, and c will be the minus 7 in this case. I am already highlighted in different color. So we need to use this formula, and then we replace all this alphabet with the numbers here. So b replaced with 5, b replaced with 5, and then a replaced with 1, c replaced with negative 7. So in the end, we get this. So simplify this one, you get this. All right, we get this. After we settle this part, we get 53. And then after that, you have two answers, 1 plus, 1 minus, just like this. Negative 5 plus this thing and negative 5 minus this thing. So divide by 2. So normally GMATs will require you to get a decimal number in 3SF. Please don't leave the answer in this format in general maths. Okay, so the answer will be these two. You can see 1 plus, 1 minus. Sometimes you have both negative, sometimes you have both positive. It doesn't matter. All right, you just follow the answer. Okay, next we try to see another example. You have negative 2x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, as usual, we need to identify what is A, what is B, what is C. It's very easy. The coefficient of x squared will be A. The coefficient of x in this case will be minus 5. Don't just read 5. This minus 5. And then this one will be minus 2. Okay, then after that, you just have to use this formula to put all the figure inside and then solve it. Then you get this. And then sometimes you get a nice number like this, right? Okay, negative 2 and negative 0.5 is okay. Sometimes it's very nice, sometimes it's not. Most of the time, the question ask you to use this formula is when the question when the x is this kind of figure, you cannot get a nice figure like this, right? Okay, next one, we try to see another question like this. So identify what is ABC. Okay, put it in, put all the figure inside. Okay, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then after that solve it. Okay, and then after that you get 3SF answer, 3SF. Notice this, negative B means if this B is negative 5, it becomes positive right here because we actually replace B. We do not touch the minus sign here. So when this minus, you become positive. This is, don't confuse with this. And then this one also very important. When you square this one, if key in the calculator, you make sure you put a bracket. Otherwise, your calculator gives you negative 25 as answer. So which is wrong. So you be careful of this one. Remember this one, right? When this B is negative, just be careful of that. Okay, that's basically about how do we solve quadratic equation by quadratic formula. It's very easy. You just have to memorize this formula. All right. Next one, we try to solve simultaneous equation. Before that, we only have two linear equation to solve, like using substitute and eliminate process, right? So, but this case is one linear and one non-linear, just like this. For example, this is linear. You can see this is non-linear. This is not a straight line. This is not a straight line, but this is a straight line. So this is non-linear. So there is no other method besides substitution. We only can use substitution to solve this kind of question. So from here, because y equal to this one, y equal to this one, so I combine these two. That means this equal to this. Right? So I try to simplify by multiply x to it. So I'll get this, then I rearrange this thing, make it into quadratic equation. After we have a quadratic equation, we try to factorize it if possible. If sometimes cannot, then you just use the formula to get the answer. Okay, so if we can factorize, then you can get the answer easily, like x equal to 5 and 6 in this case. Then we have 2x as answer, remember? Okay, after that, we need to substitute 1x inside to find y first. So you have 11 minus 5. the x is 5 now. Substitute this as 5, so you get 6 as answer. When the x is 6, and the y will be 11 minus 6, which is 5. So you can see we have two set of answer, xy, xy, x, y, x, y. So be careful, this one is one set of the answer. This is another set of the answer. You always have two set of answers for a non-linear and linear simultaneous equation, right? Okay, let's see another example. Okay, this one. So if we have, this is quadratic equation, this is linear, this is quadratic linear. Okay, again, we use substitution method. So I will replace this here. All right, so I make it equal. So remember, you have to move all everything to that one side to make one side into 0. Okay, simplify this, try to factorize. All right, if you can factorize, then that's good. Then you find you will get x as two value here, one here and one here. Then after that, we need to use one of these x to get the y. Okay, I'll substitute into 2. So because it's easier, 3 will times x and then plus 11. So I'll get answer as 7/2. Then for the second answer, which is x equal to 2, I substitute into the second. Sorry, I put it wrongly. This is supposed to be second. So, and then you get answer as 17. Okay, so you can see we have two set of answer again. These two, one set here, which is when x is negative. Oh no, this is also wrong. Negative 5/2, and this is supposed to be 7/2. Mistake here, sorry. And then this one will be 2 and 17. All right, 2 and 17. All right. So basically, we also have two sets of answer. Okay. So let's come to the last part of this chapter, which is linear inequalities. So when you see this symbol, let's say this all the line represented by x. So when you have a black dots here, full dots here. So this is called x bigger or equal to, bigger or more than or equal to. But this one, if you are a hollow one, so that will be more than only, not equal to. Without this line, you can see this line, there is no line. So this one is like less than, it's just like number line going backwards will be my less than. So we have this one, less than or equal to, because of this line. And then this one will be less than only. Okay, next one will be in picture. Let's say when I ask you to, or maybe they give you this number line and then showing this thing, they ask you to describe. So when you describe, you write down, say x, let's say this line represented by x, x bigger than 2, because it starts at 2. You can see it start at 2 and pointing here. This length doesn't matter as long as you know, you need to know where it start at. So it start at 2, that means it's bigger than or equal to 2. So you can see this is a black dot. It's not a hollow one. Like this one, this is a hollow one. This is less than, right? So x will be less than. This one's supposed to be -3. I'm sorry. This one's supposed to be -3. And after that, this one, this is less than or equal to -2. Okay, this is a full dot here. And then this one will be in a range from here to here. So you put the x inside, and then 2 is here. There is not, mean x is bigger than 2, but less than or equal to 4. So when we write the inequality, you have to describe in this way, right? So sometimes the question may give you this, you ask you to draw this, or give you the picture here, ask you to describe this. So make sure you understand. Okay. There is a mistake here. Please, later on we correct it. Okay, now we need to solve inequalities. Let's say we have this question, x plus 3 smaller than 7. So all we have to do is you just have to follow like when this is equal sign, you just move 3 over here, become 7 minus 3, you get 4. So x is eventually less than 4. So B, if we have a question like that, we still have to move this 3 away. So 7 minus 3, you get 4. So 2x, then get 1x. So you divide by 2, because that's where I get 2. So this is your final answer, right? Okay, C, when question like that, you just have to multiply up here. So x is bigger than 6. It's quite easy. Then D, this one, when you have 2x here, you need to collect it together. That's like how we solve linear equation. So you just move here, then you get -x here, and this symbol just follow. Okay, now be careful of this. This was I highlighted. When this unknown is coming coupled with a negative, when you make it into positive, be careful. We need to flip this sign. This is the only way. I mean, this is the only time that you need to flip the sign. When this an unknown is coupled with a negative number. It can be -2, let's say, when you divide by -2. So this one must flip. Otherwise, you don't need to flip. E. So if we have this kind of question, right? So we want to solve x still. So remember, if I want to get rid of the 2x, I want to get only 1x, I'll divide by 2. So every one of these two will be divided by 2. Just like this. So this is the final answer. F. Okay. Firstly, we get rid of +2 first. When you get rid of +2 means we -2. Remember, you minus here, you also have to minus the one in front. So that we have 3 and 5 now. Then we want to get rid of 3 here. You divide by 3. So that's why I get 1 and 5/3 will be your final answer. All right. Let's see one more. Okay, this question, we get rid of 3 first by divide by 3. This 2 divide by 3, 9 divide by 3, you get 3. 15 divided by 3 also get 5. Then we get rid of -2 by +2 here, +2 here. Remember, both sides have to plus. So when you plus, you get 5 here, you get 7 here. So in the end, this is the final answer. Notice this, I don't change the symbol. This I keep following. This one also I follow directly. All right. So basically, that's the end of this chapter. And for your practice, you can try some exercise from this one, 13.11, 13.12, and 13.13. So that is the end of chapter 13. Thank you very much.